Alright, just going through, trying to figure out what the hell, who the hell's where when it comes to the actual list of names. So yeah, he's out of, so it's Jack, Mitchell, Bloodwave, that's Pink Grim, CL. Why do you want to have a seizure now, Discord? Who the fuck is San Sip? Okay, so he's having Alu's spot. So that puts him 10th behind Ruffled the Chip. That gives us Mike, Fab, Joker, Nivi, Tideless, Hallinan, Noof, Font, Tropical, Alu's replacement, Saeed, mini turns, so big turns need to show up. Boomer, yeah, mini turns, Boomer, sorry. Yep, they should have big turns. Jaguar, CL, Pink, Bloodwave, Mitchell, Jack. So, you go behind Boomer. Then the grid should be set. Alright. Apologies for that. Hello. Hello, everyone, to the second round of Sprint. I'm not entirely sure who did the comms last week, but I know for a fact it wasn't me. So this is the first races I'll watch this season. Which means I get to learn a few new names. Which is going to be a very interesting site. Just double checking this grid. Yep. Just waiting for everything should be good. 13 laps of Vegas, and then we've got a 25% race at Brazil to follow. Looks like we're all but ready to start heading in. Just set up the grid. Everyone should be where they are meant to be. Yes, so as you can see, the grid that I just set up will be the reverse championship grid as of right now, going into the week. So after week 1, it looks like Jack's on top of the world at in Sprint League. Bloodwave, Mitchell and Bloodwave there and thereabouts as well. It's very similar times to what is actually the case in Tier 1. Mitchell towards the top of them both. Mitchell just randomly showing up to we've got a CL fan in the chat. Hello, Diffuse. I think he's got a good chance, certainly at a top 5. But he's got to go through the grid today. He starts relatively towards the back, so we'll see what he can do. The top 4 or 5 after last week's races. So you had Jack, Mitchell, Bloodwave, and then you've got Lucky High is what I will be referring to him as. I think his actual name is Pink Grim, but we're going with his we're going with his tag rather than his actual Discord name for now. And you can sue me if that's not the case, I guess. Yeah, and then we go through. Staber's there as well, but Staber's not here today. Seattle's currently going to start this. Well, Seattle's going to start this race 5th then. Milty is not racing either, I don't believe. Jaguar big turns. You got a few interesting drive. Is that do you mean tires there? Need to change tires, or have I screwed up the title? If you're talking about the tires, then yes, this is still raced under normal F1 rules. You still have to do a mandatory tire compound change during this race, so you still have to go on to mediums at some point, or soft if you start that way. There's 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and away we go at Vegas. There's an Alfa Romeo who's decided to not getting a good start at all. Seattle to the back straight away as we go down into turn 1, and Mike holds off Fab for first. Oh, that's a McLaren sideways. He almost had a problem, and Font has gone to the back. One of the McLaren's had a problem, the other one has had more than a problem. There's a Ferrari that's gone round as well. Mitchell's at the back, Boomer's involved as well. We've got a bunch of battles going up the grid as we head down the first of the straights here in Las Vegas. Battles everywhere. Bloodwave already up into 11th in that Williams. It is on non-equal performance, so as you would expect the cars to be in real life. Here comes Pink. Oh, there goes a Ferrari round. That's a Ferrari round, and that's New Squid. I think he's been touched. I think he got clipped on the way into that chicane, and he's going to have a bit of a problem getting back now. Here comes San, who's going after, I think there's some big turns in the Haas, who seems to be constantly in a Haas at the moment in this league. Here comes Sam on the outside, currently on the softs. I think that's a soft tyre there for big turns as well. We're actually going to see what tyres everyone is on. Saeed in front is on the medium tyre here. Let's see these guys go down the Las Vegas strip. Nibby just got past Mike as Mike is falling all the way back now. And here goes 3 wide. Oh, it looks like we're about to hit 3 wide. Bloodwave, San and big turns down the strip. There's definitely side by side between Bloodwave and San here, and there's a little bit of contact between the two, and that did not look good for San, who's in the wall and has no front wing left on his car. Fab currently sets the fastest lap of the race. There's a pit lane, well, a pit stop here for mini turns, and goes and gets 5 seconds of speeding in the pit lane. San also has to go in. He crashed early on. Jack and Mitchell both in the AlphaTauri right now, going at it. Neither 1 and 2 in the championship as we go around the first couple of corners here in Las Vegas. It's 14th and 15th in this race at the moment. Ruffles is going after Mike in this one as well. Font side by side with CL. CL looking to go on the outside. Mitchell also trying to find his way through. But it looks like CL on the inside is going to find his way through rather easily. So will Jack against Mitchell. And Jack's going to try and follow through the hole, albeit he's going to have a little bit of a problem doing that. Or he would until he gets to this corner here on the exit of the chicane and gets by. And everyone and anyone's going to get past Font here. And there goes Mike out of the session here. And that's a Red Bull in a wall. And it looks like piled up into the wall as well. No safety cars in sprint. No red flag either. There goes Boomer to the inside of the McLaren, but that doesn't work. As we go down the straight now. Also got Bloodwave just going past Ruffled as we go down the Vegas strip here. Now in the back there, Jack gets past CL once again. Hallinan up into second as he tries to fight for the lead of the race. So you got the Mercedes in first, Fab currently on the start. Then you got Hallinan, then Nibby in the Alfa Romeo, currently sat in third. We got yellow flag, and there goes Jaden as well. So we're down 2 drivers. Jaden will start the feature in the second race, I believe, on the grid pole. And it looks like Jack is going to be able to get by, so is Mitchell, as they are now up into 10th and 11th in this one. You got Pink, who is a long, long way in the distance. on the AlphaTauris. He might be going after Ruffles here, and decides not to. Bloodwave is just storming his way up the line right now, as New picks up 5 for speeding in the pit lane. And we're going to go into the chicane here, as Bloodwave is just hunting down everybody. Noob is, not Noob, Joker is getting all over the place here in the McLaren. He might be under fire sooner rather than later. Hallinan is now in the lead of the race. Fab just had that taken off him. Nivi is there as well. Those 3 are really close. Joker is still on the back as well. He's trying to get himself involved in this one. Same with Bloodwave, who is now right on the back of Nivi. We're going to continue to go through. One lap 3 of 13 here at Las Vegas, and Bloodwave is in a relatively commanding position in terms of everyone else around him, especially in comparison to who was at the top of the sprint championship. It looks like Bloodwave is going to go to the inside of Nivi here. Also Fab on the inside of Hallinan. Who's going to make it work? Bloodwave gets the move. Hallinan isn't able to make something stick, and Fab is just dropping, and everyone is dropping left, right and centre. Hallinan's dropped a couple of places as well, and that is going to allow for Bloodwave to take the lead of the race, as Bloodwave and Fab are side by side now. As we head down to turn 1, it's a little bit of a late break here from Fab. It's very deep, and Bloodwave goes off the track after being hit as well. Tropical is now in the pits, and that's a beautiful move to the inside there by Hallinan, who retakes the lead of the race in the Red Bull. Bloodwave also lost a couple of positions there. He's now got Saeed to contend with for third at the moment in this one, as he goes side by side in with Fab for second into that 90-degree right-hander there. It's never usually a good idea to go too wide. Oh, and it looked like Bloodwave just smashed into the back of Fab, but it's lucky that nothing came out of it. Same for Saeed. I think may have got a bit of the accordion effect there. And now it's going to bring in Big Turns and Nivi back into this fight, as well as Hallinan has managed to gap Fab here, who's currently in second. So Hallinan in complete control right now. Bloodwave, who had momentary lead of the race in the last lap, also needs to start working his way back through. We've got yellow flag, and there goes Joker, and Joker is out. We've got another crash as well, I think. Did not look good. A couple of people, I think, had a bit of a problem. Let's see if people have lost parts of their car as Bloodwave gets back past Fab. We head down the straight here. Is there a wing on the Aston Martin? We got a yellow flag again, and I think that's Fab this time. It is Fab this time, and Fab's got a problem as Mitchell's going to go by. Is Fab got damage? That's the real question. That's just a blatant cut of the pit lane. Yeah, Fab's into the pits now. Big Turn gets past Saeed, as Saeed just goes awfully wide there in turn 1. It looked like Saeed got damage. Saeed does have damage. You see that Aston Martin is missing an end plate on that on the left-hand side. This should give you a better look at it. Yeah, he's missing it. So he's got damage here, Saeed. Must have missed where he got that from. Font is also in the pits now, as we're on lap 5 of 13. In this race, I wouldn't be putting on hard. 25% race. You can do medium soft, or any version of that. We got yellow flagged again, and this time I think it's the McLaren having a bit of an issue. I'm not entirely sure. There's one of the two that just exited the pits and might have to go back in immediately on their own mistake. They're going now down to the strip. No DRS here for Hallinan, no DRS for Bloodwave, and none for Big Turns either, which means he might be a sitting duck here for Pink, who's got enough of a run. Same with Saeed, who's somehow still here. As we go down the Las Vegas strip, there's going to be side by side here, Lucky and Saeed. And Lucky goes a bit deep, now pulled alongside Big Turns, and I think they may have just come together ever so slightly. Either way, Big Turns holds on, and nothing really changes. Big Turns now heads into the pits. Actually, he doesn't hold on. He's got damage on the front as well. Oh my god, and everyone and anybody's got damage in this race so far. Yellow flags in sector 3 as well. That's an Alfa Romeo parked up, and that's Ciel. Ciel has had no front wing on his car now. He's got a problem, and he's going to have to get to the pit lane again. That'll be the end of his sprint race, realistically. Of his 25% race here in Vegas. He's got nothing but the higher position in the reverse grid race here we're about to have after this one in Brazil. But he's got a long way to go now. Just pray, he's got to pray that Brazil goes better than this one. Here comes Mitchell against Nivi. And it looks like Mitchell's going to have the inside line and blast by the Alfa Romeo and the AlphaTauri with the battle in front of us raging on with, I think that's Saeed on the inside with Pink on the outside. It looks like we're just going down the main straight here. It's a case of who's got the line, who's got the slipstream, who's got the DRS, and it looks like it's the Williams and the AlphaTauri as Saeed is still dealing with damage, and now he's been chased down quite drastically by Nivi and by Jack, who's going side by side. Nivi is on the inside here against Jack and doesn't go for it, as Jack just hangs it on the outside enough to make the move. Still got a pit stop or two coming here. It's a case of when. Bloodwave is now in the pits. Mitchell's going to follow him. Saeed stays out even with the damage, which might be an interesting move. Not a wise one, but an interesting move nonetheless. And I think Lucky High has just picked up 5 for speeding in the pit lane, which is never a good sign. As we watch a bunch of the guys come into pit now, the top 5, some of the top 5 have pitted. And we've still got Jack, Saeed, and Hallinan side by out of the pits right now. Those 3 still have to pit at some point. Jack just got on the inside against Saeed, who's still driving a damaged car for some reason. And he gets an easy pass there, Jack, to get to free space here as he attempts to go after Hallinan, who had the lead of the race at this point in time. And we got Ciel, who just had a bit of a mare again. Jaguar's ahead of Ruffles now. Tropical just dropping down the pecking order as we continue to move along. We'll see who will and will not pit over the next couple of laps. The only people who don't have to pit now, still have to pit now, are the front 3. As we head down the Vegas Strip, Hallinan's got one hell of an advantage here. Bloodwave is the first car that has already made a pit stop. He's got about a 7-second gap to Mitchell, which is a substantial gap at the end of the day when you think of everything that's going to go on in this race and the fact that there's only 6 to go. As we go down the back straight now, it's about to turn into the second to last corner. In comes Hallinan, in comes Jack, and I beg Saeed, please come in as well, and he does. All 3 of the leading drivers now serving their pit stops, maybe a lap or 2 too late compared to everyone else. We'll see where Bloodwave comes out. Bloodwave is going to come out in the lead of the race by a country mile. As we watch a couple of guys come by now. Hallinan is there. Hallinan is out of the pits. Hallinan is out in second place. Mitchell still in third. And that's Pink coming out now as well, as Mitchell just storms up into third now. He needs to catch up to Bloodwave. Bloodwave currently in the lead by some substantial margin. You got Hallinan in second. You see in the forefront of the picture there. You got Mitchell, then you got Lucky High. Big Turn's also there and thereabouts as well, albeit Pink's got I think a 5-second penalty to serve at some point. He won't serve it in the race, he'll serve it at the end of the race. So he's going to need a substantial gap. He'll stay ahead of Big Turns, Mini Turns for now though, so he won't lose that position. Mini Turns also having a penalty, so it's Spot and Noof as we head into the second half of this race now. We're on lap 8 of 13. Just continuing on, seeing how everything shakes out. There's no DRS here for Lucky, but there is DRS here for Nivi, who's going to get by on Big Turns, and up into 5th he goes. It might even be more than that later on in this race. Might be a big day here for the Alfa Romeo. Bloodwave is currently... Bloodwave just set the fastest lap of the race until Mitchell does a 35.8 there. So Mitchell now has the point for the fastest lap as well. So it's a little bit of a less of a dent than what Bloodwave's making. Jack at the point is in the lead of the championship coming into the day, and absolutely nowhere in this first race here. 11th for the championship leader is not a good example to be of where to be if you want to continue that championship fight, especially when your two title rivals off week one are first and third respectively. Lucky is getting close to Mitchell now. Mitchell not really gaining at all on Hallinan. He needs to find a way to make that gap start to decrease and into the 1 second mark so he can sit himself there with DRS. We've got someone else that's out, and that's ASR Sun now that is out of the race, and we're down 4 drivers. List of DNFs keep getting bigger here in Las Vegas. Also, it looked like the Haas of Jaguar, I think Ruffles and the Mercedes back there didn't get a good exit out onto the strip either. As we head down the straight here, Big Turns is going to switch the positions again here with Nibby, and does so with relative ease as we got in the background. I think there's mini turns going for something. Nibby on the inside. Nibby getting by fairly well there against Big Turns, and decided to give it back for some reason. Not entirely sure why he's done that. He'd also hand the position there to Mini Turns as well. So it's Big Turns and Mini Turns, the duo there. As Nivy is also hanging there and thereabouts at this point in time. Definitely should have just kept the position as he was and worried about the consequences later. Mitchell still losing time quite rapidly here to Hallinan, so there's no real way for a podium serve for a top 2 finish here for Mitchell to put all the sort of dents in what Bloodway's done so far this race. He is in cruise control. We head into the chicane. Nibby still hanging really well onto the back of Mini Turns. He got a penalty. Also a penalty for Lucky in 4th right now, so there's still a couple of positions intact here for Big Turns and for Nibby. If they can get themselves into the top 5. The top 3 are very much away from the pack, and honestly also settled in how they're going to end here. But we'll see how everything is going to unfold as we continue on. Nibby's got DRS on Mini Turns. Mini Turns does not have the same luxury here on Big Turns either. So we'll wait and see how this plays out. Nibby is close. Nibby to the outside. Nibby makes it look easy with the DRS and makes it a good move there to overtake Mini Turns on the track. He now needs to go after Big Turns, who's just in front here. And if he can get this within the second on Big Turns, he might be able to stand a chance. He's starting to pull away from Mini already. Also a yellow flag again. There's another Alfa Romeo round, and that is CL again. We're currently watching the other Alfa Romeo on our screen. You can tell he's definitely not spun round, so that's CL going round again on what has not been a good race for him. We got a couple of battles going on. A triple threat here with Jack, Tropical and Jaguar to see who can get 9th. Jack moving up a couple of places, limits the damage just a little bit, but not by an awful lot compared to where the other 2 are right now. And then we've also got a battle currently on your screen for the 6th place. We've got Nibby, followed by Mini Turns, followed by Boomer. And if Nibby can get himself within a tenth or 2 of that Haas, we might be able to drag it into a 4-way. Mitchell starting to close back in on Hallinan, but he's not doing it anywhere near quick enough to take that position. Hallinan obviously a lap later into the pits than the rest of the group. Nibby coming down the straight, doesn't have anything. The 2 cars behind him do. He holds on for dear life for just a little bit longer as we're on lap 12 with the front of the pack, where everyone in the middle of the pack now is about to turn onto lap 12. So that is 2 laps left to go, and Nibby losing ground on Big Turns, needs to find a way into that DRS if he wants to hold off the other 2 as well. Bloodwave without a mistake is going to win this race really easily. Hallinan in second, and Mitchell still not really close enough at any point to actually do anything. Nibby has got himself within DRS now of Big Turn, so this could be a very interesting way of going about this with a lap or just over to go. Won't be brushing the wall too many times either. That might end up in the worst way imaginable. Ruffles has dropped off the back of Jack now. He's still got a Jaguar behind him. Need to figure out what he's going to do to defend that at this rate with a lap and some change to go. Here comes Mini Turns on the inside of Nivy, and he gets it fairly easily, and we've got yellow flags again, which is for CL again, who just not had a fun time in this race. As Nivy had a bit of a problem, so did Boomer and so did Mini. Going through everything here. And now we head down the Las Vegas Strip. Can Nivy get himself in a position to defend, and maybe an overtake in front as well? Here comes Sub 2 sitting is just straight on by against Mini Turns, who was a sitting duck with no DRS. And they're still going on. Now into the final lap we go. Hallinan is closing down that gap like crazy. Mini Turns overtaking Nivy, who's just starting to fall all the way back now. With one lap to go, the Alfa Romeo needs to start making some moves. He's lost any chance of getting any chance of getting fifth after the overtake with penalties on Mini Turns and Lucky, because Lucky is well out of that range. Got a blue flag in front as well, which I think is just CL just having a continuous string of nightmares. But Bloodwave, the gap is coming down. But it's not come down quick enough. Hallinan is nowhere near. Bloodwave should be relatively unchallenged for the rest of this race. There's Saeed fighting with Tropical there for 11th. Jaguar also involved. We've got the battle in front of us. It's about 4 cars that are actually involved in this to try and get themselves an extra position here against Boomer. In the Alpine just in front of that. So, around the final couple of corners, here we go. Bloodwave just hitting the final chicane. Is there going to be anything at the back there? There's another Alfa Romeo issue. And I think there's another issue for CL in this race. Here comes Bloodwave round the final corner, and unchallenged. Bloodwave wins in Vegas. Hallinan will get second, Mitchell will get third. It's not that much damage into the championship fight from Bloodwave here, but 5 seconds here for Lucky, who's going to get round. Both Big Turns and Boomer is going to get round. Nivy, unfortunately, not able to do it by the smallest of margins. So that means Lucky will keep 6th on rather lucky terms. Nivy will get 7th. Jack will get 8th. So his championship charge from week 1 has just taken a massive baseball bat to the knee. Jaguar in 9th, Mini in 10th, Saeed in 11th. Ruffles got Tropical in 12th, Fab in 13th, overtaking Font there with the penalty. And you got Noof in Font in 14th, Noof in 15th, and CL in 16th after being lapped. The world start from Jaden onwards for who is going to be on reverse grid pole here. As we'll continue to watch Noof, who has the final couple of corners just to traverse so the race can finish up here and we can go into Brazil. So, big day for Bloodwave so far, big day for Hallinan as well. He will absolutely take the second there. We'll probably tank the car he's in for next week. He'll absolutely take the second. Appreciate it, Boomer. Just have to wait for the game to just slowly trickle us through these screens. But yeah, Bloodwave wins The first race of the day here in Las Vegas. Let's see if he can duplicate that in Brazil, where he'll come from the back again. And then you've got Hallinan as well. Hallinan in second. He'll take the first race in Vegas here pretty nicely. Mitchell in third. Just doing enough right now. They're keeping pace with Bloodwave in terms of the championship. Jack not doing enough to do so himself. He ended 9th in that race. Got to get a move on, or 8th in this race, sorry. And absolutely will have to make a move in the next race here in Brazil. So the first race was Bloodwave from Hallinan, from Mitchell on the podium. Then you got Big Turns and Boomer round out your top 5. Lucky gets 6th, rather luckily in the end from Nivi. It was a very small margin off the penalties. Jax gets 8th, Jaguar gets 9th, and Mini Turns rounds off your top 10. Saeed in 11th, started 11th, ended 11th. Nothing really happened for him. Ruffles in 12th. Fab in 13th after starting 2nd. Font in 14th. Newth in 15th. Ciel in 16th on one of arguably the worst races I've seen someone drive in terms of spinning. And then you got San, Joker, Mike, and Jaden, who all DNF'd relatively early from the race here in Las Vegas. And now I've got to load up the grid for the second race, which means we have something to actually watch on stream this time instead of me just rambling on for about 10 minutes. I'm just finishing off my drink real quick. Apologies if you could hear that. Shit! Everyone's going to need to retire. Yeah, everyone's going to need to retire, Boomer. Yeah, everyone's going to have to... We're going to have to retire here. God damn it, are we new lobbying? Okay, we're new lobbying. That's fine. What's going on here? So I am spamming buttons, and I can't leave. And if I cut off, if I stop my game, I will stop the stream because they're tied. How is everyone? This is an issue. This is really fun. Alright, this is how we're going to do this. I'm going to end the stream very momentarily while I actually shut off my F1 game because it's very, very clearly bugged. So I'm going to end this stream momentarily. I am then going to load it straight back up as I load F1 up, and then we'll go from there with the lobby.